Age of leadership, how leadership has changed with the faster output of data, and how as a new generation of leaders, how we can adapt to this. So basically giving some context and some background, the older generations of leadership was basically like you were the chess master. You were sitting there with your chess pieces, you move your piece, the opponent would move their piece, you would see that, right? Information coming in. It's not a lot, you can process it, then make a decision, right? You have enough time to make that decision, you make it. Then he makes it, right? You see it, got some time to process it, you make it. Goes back and forth. It's very methodical, right? It's not very fast paced like a fight, you got all this processing, you got all that going on, right? It's not so much reflex, but it's more like, okay, thinking. Now, the new age leadership is what you need to, like, reflex. That's what you need to think of leadership. Now, if you think of it like at an organizational level, say in a business, right? If you need to be like reacting to a punch coming at you, which is, I don't know, they invented a new kind of soap. I don't know, maybe you don't need to use water to grow food anymore. Something, crazy comes out. Okay, it's not something that drastic, but basically, like, there's quite a significant change in your market and, like, in your industry. There's quite a significant change in, like, in that industry involved in, right? There's a punch being thrown at you. You can't just sit there and be like, what's happening? And then whoosh, you're just going to get punched in the face, right? You can't just stand there and get punched all day, right? For all these new innovations coming out that's really going to put you out of business. You need to be a reactor, block, parry, right? You need to be able to block yourself from all these incoming changes, right? That's just an analogy. You don't want, like, completely, like, hide away from change. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that when these things change, right, and it may put you out of business, say like Kodak, right, and then cell phones come out and they can take better quality pictures than cameras, and then you have HD monitors. You don't really need cameras anymore, something like that. The cell phones like punch, Kodak was like boosh, then react, right? I know business models and things like that, they didn't have a very adaptable business model, but that's beside the point. It's just an example, right? So basically, as a leader now, if you're still following the same old principles that were used many years ago, you're literally standing here getting punched in the face, because it's no longer that slow methodical chess. It's fast-paced chess. Move, right? It's instinctual. It has to be very instinctual. So you as like this big boss on top, you're sitting here on top with your, penthouse in the building, you're chilling there with on your rolly chair, and you have people telling you about all these, cool new things going on, and you can't just, just delegate, do this, right? Information's coming in too fast, you've got 5 phones ringing at the same time, you're like, hello, and then you can't now, while your 5 phones are ringing, you can't now pick up the phone and say, hey, do this, right? Things are happening too quickly. You need to be able to react instinctually. Now, to do this as a leader now, you can see now that it needs to happen at the lower levels of the organization. So, say you're working in a hospital or something, right? No, a hotel. Hotel's a better one, right? Like, there's a story I heard. There's I think it's a doorman letting these people in, right? The wife and husband, and basically now the husband or wife, okay, the husband has like diabetes or something, some illness, right? And it's life-threatening. So they're like, holy crap, we don't have the medication for this, right? They're now in a different state. And the doorman overhears this conversation, and he goes up there and says, hey, I've got a brother that lives in that same state. He can drive down here in a couple of hours. You see, that wasn't something that was done at a hierarchical level. That wasn't a decision being made by someone on top. A decision being made, like, it's quite an important decision, because this customer would have completely left the hotel because the husband was going to die, and obviously go back to this, to their house or whatever, and maybe even cancel their booking at the hotel. So basically he made this instantaneous decision, right, to say that my brother can bring the medication from your house here, and you can stay here. That was a decision made at the lower level, right? So he didn't need anyone to tell him to do that. He didn't need, he made that decision for himself. So now when you look it back to the chessboard analogy, the pawns are making the decisions. The rooks, the knights, the queens, they're all making decisions for themselves. If you're that pawn, right, on the chessboard, you can see exactly what's going on, right? So let's take a step back a bit. Maybe you're the guy playing chess. Maybe you're the chess master, right? But as that pawn, you can see there's a bishop diagonally opposite you that's about to eat you. But then you're that chess master. You can't really see that, You kind of played into the other guy's trap, because you've eaten one of his pieces with your pawn, right? But you don't quite know that pawn is in danger. But then you make your move. Next move, that pawn is gone. Before you know, you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. If you actually play chess, you're going to tell that to yourself very often. I didn't see that coming. So basically, that's what it is. You didn't see that punch coming. But at the lower levels, your pieces saw it. Your employees saw that punch coming. They could have prevented it. They could have moved out the way. They could have blocked it. But you, as the leader, you didn't empower them to do that. So you can say then, the counter argument would be, why do you need a leader then? Why are you making this video? Shouldn't you say leadership is dead? It's not dead. It's just that now the leadership role has been redefined into something else. What that means is that now you're not that person sitting there and moving the pieces now. You're the person now that's moving in the organization, right? You're going in there, right? You're talking to that doorman. You're finding out different things, right? Then you're like, okay, maybe I'll hook you up with the valet guy or something. So there's another emergency like that. The valet guy can go drive one of the cars and pick something up if it's an emergency, right? But just a random example. You don't have to get very technical with it, because I know the valet guy, he just parks it, but I'm just saying, right, in terms of that. So a better example is like in the military, where now you're no longer this general that's like, so basically maybe if you're like a special ops team, right, you're going out there on a raid, or like you're just on patrol and you see like a terrorist guy about to blow up like a whole building. You're not going to phone your general and say, hey, I see there's a terrorist guy going to blow up a shitload of people. Can I take him out? No, you're not going to go call the guy. I'm not sure about military protocol, don't get into that, but you're not going to call up the high command to wait for an order. You're gonna make a decision. You're going to shoot the guy, or you're going to let it happen, right? Obviously, you're going to shoot the guy so you can save people. Obviously, I'm not talking about utilitarianism and all these ethical things, but I'm just giving an example. That decision needs to be made by the employee, by that chess piece. So now we have to think now, maybe this is now something more complex, right? It's a joint team operation. Maybe you've got an American team, a Chinese team, and a German team, right? You guys are all working together to bring in this group of terrorists. You're from different backgrounds, you're from different special operations team, you've all trained differently, you've all been brought up differently. There's many different factors between you, but a leader is able to connect all of you, and really now, all of you at that base or chess piece level, all of you at that same level can now interconnect, network with each other, communicate effectively with each other, and make decisions on that very quick and reactive level. That's the purpose of a leader, is that you're on that base level, right? You're on that low level where, don't think of low level as a negative term. It's just what it is. I mean, without getting into anymore, you're on that low level, right? Of whatever level you're at, you're there. right? You're helping those people make decisions on the spot. You're empowering them to make decisions. Because a lot of people are like, oh, well, if I shoot that guy, I can get court-martialed, right? But now you as a leader need to come down there and empower them to make that decision, right? If you shoot that guy, it'll be fine. You're doing the right thing. Obviously, it gets a lot more complicated than that, in a real business environment. So say maybe you see an investment opportunity. You invest in it, right? You be a little bit risky and invest in it. Then maybe the investment bums out and you get a few people hating on you like, what the hell, bro? You just lost $1 million or R1 million. You're going to get some hate, but that leader is there to say it's okay. You did what you thought was right. Just try not to lose R1 million again or $1 million. But maybe then it's the next time you invest and he remembers, don't be afraid to do it. And then you do it, and then you make huge amounts of money for your company, and the people at top, they're cheering for you. But remember, those people on top, they didn't tell you to make that decision. You made it instinctually, because if you waited for them to see it, or you told them and they had time to think about it, the investment opportunity might have, been lost. It might have been gone forever. So before I make this video too long, is that leadership is now it's not what it used to be. It's a more adaptive game now, right? You're working now as a leader, you're working on the lower levels. You've now become more of a networker kind of person, connecting people between each other, ensuring those lines of communication with everyone. You really getting the full picture and helping everyone else understand that full picture. You become somewhat of a mediator between everyone, right? You're kind of that social person, right? You're telling him, you're connecting people. It's not just like, hey, you meet this guy, he's a cool guy, you should go out to the pub with him sometime. It's like, no, right? Then let's go back into the military example, right? You this guy, you hook a guy up from FBI to someone with your anti-terrorist team. Then now you two are friends, and you get this flow of information that now the anti-terrorist team can now strike, right? As soon as they get the information at that base level. So things are now done even faster than it would be done, right? You're making the process, smoother, more efficient, and you don't have conflicts within your own team and within your own organization. Because once you start making decisions at that lower level, right, and you have people making some right decisions, some wrong decisions, it's gonna happen. Wrong and right, you can't get rid of either of the two, but you have to make it work somehow. That's your job as a leader. Trying to mediate between, when things get wrong, you kind of absorb some of that blame, try and pat out the fire, and then when something goes right, you give them, right? You empower the people who made that decision, right? You're there to make sure everything goes smoothly, right? Because you can't afford to have people fighting within an own system, because then the system itself will break down, and that purpose that system is supposed to achieve will not be accomplished. So wrapping it up there, I know something very complicated. I was listening to this on a Tony Robbins podcast, his latest podcast that he did with two special operations people. They were both leaders in their own organizations. I think it was JSOC, I can't remember, but it was an hour podcast. I really recommend you listen to it. I basically attempted to summarize it. I didn't do such an amazing job, but hopefully now after this I've given you a little bit of background. Hopefully now you can go watch that podcast. I know I should have said that in the beginning, but I forgot and now I remembered. So hope you guys go watch that podcast. Hope you guys learned something useful.